sure I'm recording it. Okay, so yeah, right now this is a stream, but later I'll get it posted as a video. Hopefully it's interesting for somebody. So yeah, to start, I'm just going to play through the game and sort of discuss some of the ideas I had going into it. So this game is Shtone Hemge. It was made for the Idle Thumbs Community Winter Wizard Jam. By myself with a little help from some friends. Let's get started. Alright, so here we are. I'm gonna hit start. First level, pretty basic tutorial. There's a bug because it is supposed to pop some floating text above the stone there telling you to push it forward. Fortunately though, I think sort of the sparing nature of the scene is example enough. You don't really have much choice given what to do. So as we push the stone up the ramp, nothing funny, get to the top, gives us a better look at what we're trying to do. Push it on there and hold A. I really like the radial menu down there to lock it in place. There we go. Saying it gives us a 9.9. So, yeah, you've just gone through the first tutorial. Very sort of basic stuff, let you get familiar with the premise of the game, and then, oh, okay, hey, not every level's going to be so easy. You gotta push forward. Oh, man, hey, this isn't going the same direction. No, it's gonna be this kind of game. Okay, oh, don't let it get too far away. Get it back there. And we're bringing it up the ramp. Ow. The motion of the druids is always relative to the camera, which, very easy line of code to include. And yeah, so I'll lock that in. And there's Kelly Burr from Ben X. Gotta crowdsource some of this. So the idea behind this one, and this is sort of the biggest failure in the game at the moment as far as I'm concerned, it's sort of it came about when I was testing the game and I had accidentally made the ramp slightly lower than the post at the end, so you get stuck. And in sort of the original prototype of this level, what would eventually happen is the druids would push the stone upwards, and then it would just kind of flip over and flop off the top of the post. Oh, something like this. Oh, I'm surprised I could do that. And we done goofed. So most people don't see that interaction and just actually think it's a bug in the game, which is not good. But the idea was that, you know, this is kind of the punchline to the last levels you've played, and all of a sudden the physics are screwing around, goofing up in a way you wouldn't expect. I need to fix that. The other cool thing about it, though, is that it does reward. Here, I'll show you. It does reward previous knowledge of the game, because what you can do is sort of preempt the shit that's going to happen at the end of the ramp. Oh, hi, Lou. If you get the stone on an angle, So now that it's on an angle, it'll actually be able to, should be able to use the shape of the ramp to get it up top. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I mean, that looks pretty good. Lock it in. 9.9. Thanks, Dibs. So, when I was designing this, I thought it would be, you know, a challenge to line it up, but in the end, all you really have to do, unless suddenly my physics are not doing what I expect, usually all you have to do for this is push both the cranes to their limit, and you're locked perfectly in place. And I mean, that's just sort of by the nature of the constraints for the physics, that you don't really have much, oops. Hey, 051. You don't really have much option, you know, in terms of where it could go, because basically there has to be some complete configuration at the end of the level. So your own, really, as a design constraint, the only option I had is that one sort of configuration of the crane position puts it in place. At least that's what I thought, but you'll see in this next level. So this should technically be able to line up, but by only having the single crane and the wacky hinge joint, or it's not a hinge joint, it's a Unity terms, it's actually a spring joint, but because it's hinged on a single location, you kind of have to massage it back and forth before you get something you're happy with. And in watching people play this, you know, something like this is about the best you can do. Lock that in. 9.6, not too bad. Thanks, Lou. The joke here, ideally, is that, you know, you are running close to time. Like, so you've just previously done one level where the solution was quite simple, and now in this one, you know, everything's thrown at the door, and it seems impossible. Let's go on to the next level. Now, the joke here is that the druids have jetpacks, and it's kind of one of these things, the more you use them, the more the physics misbehaves. And oh, that was close, but not anymore. And with this level, unlike the other levels where you get an opportunity to lock it in, or to sort of massage it into its final position, as soon as the stone collides with the ground or with the post, you lose control of the characters. Now this one, similar to that single crane level, seems deceptively simple at the start, but it's almost impossible to get the stone lined up with this guy. Because obviously, because the connection on the stone is at one end of it, the second you start pulling in a direction, the stone itself moves in that direction, and then you basically can't lift it up, so you have to use the ramp. I think most people run out of time on this level just trying to get something they're remotely content with. Oh, yeah, spring joint's gone wild. Oh, not bad, not bad. So, yeah. Oh, and we're back to a simple pushing one. You gotta, space them out. I'm really appreciating seeing your comments in the chat, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And, pretty obvious iteration on the concept. Can you navigate this lattice of... Uh-oh. I don't know how that happened. Oh man, that's the thing about using a physics engine in your game, is just they can be so unpredictable that I don't think there will ever be oh shit, I actually fell through. Oh, I don't think there will ever be a competitive scene for Shtone Hemge, but hey, you never know. So, not bad. Thanks, Dibs. 8.0. A lot of the people, when they play this game, the scoring seems fairly arbitrary, and there's a good reason for that. I think after I finish streaming the game, I can show you the axioms on which the scoring is based, and talk about how I might improve it. Now this one is kind of similar to the last in that, it's just an issue of navigating a complex space with, in this case, you have shitty controls to contend with. Oh man. Yeah. Oh jeez. The pro strategy that friend Clyde showed us is, just to kind of fly the two guys apart, and they'll... Oh. Okay. And you can eventually just lift the lift the stone above the whole level, but oh crap. I feel like I should be better at this game than I am. Alright, last level. This one is fun. Just slide down. Oh, we're gonna ramp off the end. Oh, need more speed. Oh shit, too much. 1.8 for a grand total of 51.3. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, is there anything I didn't get a chance to talk about? Why is the tutorial text showing up the second time? Man. Or that's the third time I've played the game. The gods were fun to pick from, and mostly I just ripped the art off the internet, and they're not drawn. It's actually just a technique I found where you just kind of use the different blending options in Photoshop to sort of find the edges, and that gives you a nice sketchy look. Dibs and Lou both sent me some nice pictures of themselves to put in the game. Oh boy, I wonder. I think maybe as the bonus content you get in this video, I'll show you the one of Lou that didn't make it into the game. Yeah, I'm gonna try this one again. I feel like it should be more possible than it is. I don't even know what that means, more possible. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, this is looking good. I have the code set up so that the constraints on the physics of the two druids you're looking at just kind of goes completely loose, so they'll start smashing into the ground at the end. I don't want to play this one. Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend's brother brought this up, is that I did pick a control scheme that's pretty similar to Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, and I really like that game, but I did pick the control scheme intentionally. It was just kind of a, you know, an issue of what do I want to do with this game, and like having 4 druids is way more fun than 2, but you know, you need some fidelity of control to use, like, to actually get the stone to a position you want. So it just sort of made sense to me that, you know, you have one set control with like WASD or the left stick, and the other set with the right stick or arrow keys. Oh, that's not. Well, that's fine. Good. Thanks, Dibs. So let's see if, yeah. The jetpack druids kind of have a funny physics setup in that they slightly resist gravity, but usually the stone ends up bringing them down. Oh, I can't do what. Whoa, here we go. Okay. The rope has no physics attached to it. It's just, I mean, it's a spring joint, but there's nothing sort of physical to block it. And there's just a line render drawing the black line. Yeah. So I'm gonna exit out of this game after I. Oh, there you go. That's pro move. Yeah, the winner. That's me. That's the one I get. So, all right, let's get out of here. And into Unity, very attractive looking scene to start with. You know, just more UI than you know what to do with. So over here on the side, you know, is the Unity hierarchy, and all the little puzzles are in something, in a script I wrote called round instance. And so zoom in on it. It contains everything you need. The 2 posts at the end. The lintel is your technical name, the post and lintel structure. I learned that at like grade 9 art class, and then had to look it up when I started coding the game, and ended up instead of writing a script called no, I don't have Visual Studio open. Instead of writing a script called a lintel script, I ended up writing a script called a lentil script. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. So, lentil script. Yeah, but is it round? So the lentil has right now it has 4 different markers on it: bottom left, bottom right, top left. And if we look at the post over here, you can see they have just one transform marked at the top of them called the target. Going back to the code, when I look at the round controller, there's a few axioms it uses, or not, I want round instance, sorry. I go to the round instance. There's a few axioms that get called when we score the round. So the first one, and I think this constitutes 20% of the score, is just to see if you got the stone above the posts. So basically, I check the right side and the left side of the the lintel stone against the two transforms marked at the top. And if that's good, I think you get 20 points right there. I can't. Yeah. Um, the other thing I do is I just measure the distance from sort of like the left post, the left marker on the stone to the top of the left post. And in coding it, I did account for the fact that you might flip the stone or you might rotate the stone. So there's a bunch of code up here that just kind of does some simple calculations to do that. And then the final thing, which so your distance for each of those makes a total of 60% of the score, 30% each, and it's on a some sort of like on a quadratic factor. So the closer you are, the more it is, the farther away the yeah math. Then the final one is just how lined up you are, and that accounts for 20% of the score. So basically, just detect what the vector is between the two transforms at the top of the posts, and compare that to the angle at which the stone is rotated, and the lower the angle, the more points you get. That's the basics of how the game works. Um, I'm very happy with what I was able to accomplish in the 2 week time. It's definitely a pretty busy 2 weeks for me. What with the real job and just everything running up to Christmas. Um, there's definitely a lot more I'd like to do. I mean, certainly people would sort of like to see their failures of rounds past, and I would have really liked to have something at the end that just kind of shows you all the attempts you had, and or maybe even organizes them into a circle like Stonehenge itself. Um, but yeah, and I mean, thanks to Lou for giving me the models he did. He did all the stones and all the little druids, and if we going over here, I should get a ISO mode. Ooh. The jetpack druids, he did the jetpack, and they each have their own little helmet. Um, yeah, just thanks to everybody for participating in the jam. And I think, as promised, bonus content, there's the portrait of Lou that didn't make it into the game. And I think we'll end the recording there for now. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is fun.